August and ish, and now I've the panels done there, I've all the hinging done, and I'm down to the frame here, and there's 3 recesses on the frame here, left and right. I've got to do them both. Now unfortunately, the fence on my router is too deep for the rebate in here, so I can't use that, and I'll also get caught because the hinge is too close to the bottom and the top, whatever the case may be there. So, little tip about stuff like that: if you can't go forwards, go backwards. If you can't, take 1 step forward, take 2 steps back, and then go forward again. So in cabinet making, I always have a plan B, so it's a case of solving little issues when they arise. Now, I could do them by hand, and I'd have them done quite quickly. There's only 6 in this case, and 6 on the other frame. I just want to have the router finish. So in this case, I said I can't use me little fella for the main panels there, but I can certainly use it for this guy here. So what I do is, I use a little trick. I put the router on, I turn the router on, and I'm going to make noise now for a second. Now, I just put a little cut with the router into the depth of the line there. I have a gauged line there from half the flange on the hinge. For anybody who's not with the crack there, this is a hinge, that's the flange, that's the knuckle centre part of it there. So this is a flange. The thickness of the flange, plus a little bit, come back to that later on, is edged or scored on there, not scored on there, it's gauged on with my marking gauge. So I've done that with this guy. So I can come back here and gauge that line along there. That's what I've done there. I use the router to get the little cut in there first. And the reason for that is that when the router is now stopped, I can come along here, I can place the router with the cutter in on the depth of the cut, and I can literally come along and I can set my gauge to that distance there, along there, and I'll draw a line, and that'll tell me, I'll get it parallel first. So just for the record, let's just do it in reality. Just want to open this guy. Now to get the cutter in line there, might seem a bit cumbersome or tedious, but it's actually not, it's quite fast. So I get the square there in line, and I make sure it's square there. Just keep doing that until you get it right, and the cutter is smack bang there, touching, kissing the actual depth that I've actually created. So the cutter is in the depth of the thickness of the flange. So I have it in there, I have that depth set there. All that's required then, very simply, Pion Louis pencil, put a mark there, and I've got a line. Once I take that line, I can now go back to I can measure the line there. In my case it's 42 millimeters exactly. I'll go back to my combination square, open it up, set the depth there to 42 millimeters. So I've worked backwards first, get the distance in, now I go forwards and I take the distance from the face edge here, this face here, or that edge I should say, in there, and I measured in 42 millimeters until I just pick up the line that I've already marked. So when I pick up that line, just tighten my sliding bevel there, and all I need to do is put 2 marks, one top and one bottom. So I've got a mark there, line there, dotted line there. Now that means that the distance in from the edge here is going to be the same over there. So I only have to do it once. You'll notice that the side on this, the rail on this side, or the style on it, is much heavier than this one over there. There's a reason for that, which we'll come to later on. That has to be. So this is off standard bespoke work. Now, that's all I need to do. After that, sure, it's a piece of pea, as they say. Straight edge. A straight edge means it's a straight edge. I have a face side on it there. I'd always put it through the surfacer, so that stays straight. I'll pop that up against the line here and here. Exactly, get it as accurately as I can. There we go there. And there. And now all I have to do is clamp it. Clamp it here. And I can find the other clamp. Oh yeah, I have it in front of me. Clamp it here. Now, I've got the depth set. I can do all 3 at the same time. Now, I'm using a little router here, and I know the cutter in it. I sharpened it a little bit with a diamond, but it's at the end of its life, so it's inclined to burn a little bit. I wouldn't recommend using dull owl bits. It's enough to do this job because I'm only doing 6 or 8 of them. So turn it on. Go back another little bit there. And that's just a little process that I have there. So that gives me the depth of the flange of the hinge plus a little bit. Show you that in a little while in another clip. So I just put the flange up to there and just check if it's gone down beyond flush, which it is. Now I'm just going to clean them out by hand, obviously. So go to the other side. So just a little tipping technique there. Put the router in, get the depth that you need in with the cutter first. Just a little pointer, get it in there to the line when it's live, in other words when it's on. Just get it in, stop the router, you're doing a freehand. Find the distance from the edge in and then reverse and put the distance from the main edge that you have back out. And that'll give you the distance you require for doing all 3. Now they're accurate, they're all the same, so that ensures that I've got a perfectly parallel line. Alright?